Killing Floor. It's a wave-based shooting game where you shoot creations that were created to murder you. This game is actually really, really fun, guys. It's gory, it's got good metal music, it's got plenty of shooting, it's got good guns, it's got level ups. It's got all the things that I personally want in a shooting wave-based game. One of my favorite things about this game is the fact that you're not just shooting the same zombies over and over again. You actually get to shoot things that are different, and there's enemies that he can even shoot back at you. I always thought how it was interesting how the Zeds were actually created by a man who was trying to make super soldiers. His name was Kevin Calmly, and he ends up being the Patriarch, one of the bosses you'll see later in the video. It's just interesting how none of these are actually zombies. They're just creations by a person who wanted to make soldiers, but they ended up being abominations. But you're probably saying to yourself, Thick, what's wrong with these guys? Why do they look like Halloween characters? Like, why are there werewolves and other stuff? Well, I'll let you know. I'm actually playing during an event right now that makes all of the enemies look like Halloween characters. So, in the normal video at the beginning of it, those are what they really look like. What you're seeing in the video is just a skin. They do this for every holiday. I think it's awesome. I think more games should do this, to be honest with you, but it's just something that they do for our holiday sake. Now you see you can collect stuff too in this game. They have collectibles all around the map like that skull I shot. You can get ammo off of the floor. They have armor on the floor, different weapons you can find throughout the map. None of the weapons on the ground are very good or anything, but it's a gun. You can also do these, which are objectives that give you extra money if you and your team complete it without dying. It also gives you extra money if you keep the zombies out of the battlefield, which, as you can see, can be kind of hard sometimes. But overall, it's with a team of people, it's much easier to get it done. Me by myself, getting melted and attacked and hit by pretty much everything in here. It's not easy to get it done by yourself at all, but you can do it if you shoot them just enough, or throw grenades like a madman like me. There's also different rounds you can do, which they have all the different enemies. They can have nothing but stalkers or nothing but flesh pounds. The endless mode, which is what I'm playing on, is definitely ruthless. It's like Nazi zombies. The waves don't stop, they keep going, and eventually you die, like this. You get cornered, you get stuck, you get stunned, and you get melted. This map, I'm honestly just enjoying mowing down a good bit of enemies with the light machine gun, one of my personal favorite guns in the game from the Commando class. You can't tell me this isn't satisfying. It's just so satisfying to mow through enemies like this. And it definitely is a good gun for when you're playing with your buddies because you can shred enemies. And here's some of the perks too, guys. You have Berserker, your melee class. You have Commando, your machine gun class. You have Support, which is your shotgun class. You have Field Medic, which is a field medic. Demolitions, explosives. You have Firebug and flamethrowers. Gunslinger uses pistols. Sharpshooter uses snipers and lever actions. SWAT uses submachine guns. And Survivalist uses whatever he can find. There's also a bunch of different characters to play as. I don't know, this game's got tons of content, guys. If you get sick with it in a couple of days, I don't know how. There's just so much to do in this game. There's also a ton of maps and downloadable maps from the Steam Workshop, so you can always find a new map to play on if you're ever bored. Another thing I always thought was really cool about this game is the level up system. They added a thing where you can prestige your class. So say for instance you've gotten all the way in one class but you're not done with it and you want to keep playing, you can prestige it and get extra bonuses from it. Yeah, you can see I'm playing some multiplayer with a couple of people here. We got the objective done and got that extra money so we can buy extra guns. We're also going to be doing the bosses soon, because that's the end of the rounds. If you're playing normal games, the end of the rounds always end off with a boss round. The boss round is randomized, you have no choice on which one you get, but it's always good to make sure you stock up on armor and ammo before you go on to the boss rounds. They can be quite brutal sometimes depending on the boss and the class you play as, but as long as you have good teammates, you'll be alright. See, now I'm playing as medic class. I wanted to show the medic class off a little bit because of how useful it is. It has healing grenades, it shoots syringes out, you can heal your teammate with it, and not to mention it's also a gun itself, so you can mow down enemies and help your teammates from getting out of sticky situations. As you can see, the chicken men do not like the submachine gun very much because, you know, it's actually a really good gun. If you ever play the field medic, I recommend the submachine gun. It's awesome. You can mow enemies down. It has a straight shot. I don't know. It's just a good gun. I really like it. But I don't like these chicken guys. I mean, they're quarter pounders. They're like mini flesh pounds, but they're still ruthless. Except for this one. That one's not ruthless. Now here's some of the bosses. We have Hans Volter, who is a guy who likes to run around with gas grenades, and he shoots machine guns at you, and he can pop a shield on himself. He also likes to run around and grab your teammates and suck the health out of them and gain them for himself. So he has a healing factor. He can heal himself. But if you're playing by yourself, like I am right here, you'll see that he goes down pretty easily. Once you pop his shield, he always goes flying backwards, so you can always shoot him while he's on the ground too. The next is by far my favorite boss, the Patriarch, Mr. Kevin Conley himself. Yeah, you can tell he's not the same as he used to be. He likes to run around the map shooting his rockets, his minigun, and artillery at you while laughing at you and healing himself. He can be probably one of the hardest bosses. He just has a lot of health regen. He also likes to run away and hide invisibly too, so that's annoying. Then the good ol' Abomination. I mean, just look at this thing. It is an abomination. I mean, it's nasty, it smells bad, it's gross. It also has all this armor on it that you have to shoot off before you're even able to shoot the boss. So you have to wait up for everyone to shoot the armor off. He also gets more aggressive the more armor he has shredded off, so be careful when you have all of his armor off. He will totally grab you and eat you. He also comes with all these little slime guys. I don't know if you can see them yet. You might have seen a couple of them. They like running around and flailing their little goopy arms. Let's see if we can see one in the video. No. But watch out for them. They blow up and do a bunch of poison damage to everybody, and it's no fun. And for the last bit of this video, I'm just going to kind of gush on why I think this is such a good game. Honestly, I've put a lot of hours into the first Killing Floor and the second Killing Floor, and I both think they're really amazing games. Like, they've taken a lot of chunk out of my time, they're great time killers. I've met some cool people playing the game, and it's just fun. If you enjoy games where you just sit back and shoot a couple enemies and just hang out with some buddies, this is the perfect game for you. And also, if you like the video and you like the way that I make them, please follow, subscribe, and do all that jazz and whatnot. I really appreciate it. I'd say this video didn't take me a whole lot of time to make, but it took a little bit of time, and I would appreciate a little bit of feedback to tell me how I did, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate everyone who watches my videos. You guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.